Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 9. Yo nusmarati sandhyayam yushmananudinam naraha tasya bhratrishvatma samyam tatha bhuteshu sauhridam. Yah, one who anusmarati, always remembers, sandhyayam, in the evening, yushman, you, anudinam, every day, naraha, a human being, tasya bhratrishu, with his brothers, atma samyam, personal equality, tatha, as also, bhuteshu, with all living beings, sauhridam, friendship. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: The Lord continued, those who remember you every evening of every day will become friendly with their brothers and with all other living entities. Please repeat. The Lord continued, those who remember you every evening of every day will become friendly with their brothers and with all other living entities. So, of course, there is no purport to this. There is actually very important things to say about this. Now, in the previous verse, we have seen how unity can be achieved. Yesterday, His Grace Nandagopal Prabhu has been explaining how unity can be achieved, and it's a beautiful verse. So, if you revisit that verse, you see, this is the Prachetas, the 10 brothers, sons of Prachina birth. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear sons of the King, I am very much pleased by the friendly relationships among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. I am so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask a benediction of me. So, of course, such a devotee does not want any benediction. His only benediction would be that he wants to be in the association of devotees. But the point here is that they were all unanimously engaged in devotional service, and that pleases the Lord. So that is why our movement is called Sankirtanam. What is Sankirtanam? Congregational chanting of the holy names. And not only of the holy names. Like this, what is happening now, this is also Sankirtan. We are sitting together and discussing the pastimes of the Lord. So this is also Sankirtan. So, and also Kirtan. Kirtan means the glorification of the Lord. Sankirtan, actually there is a verse also, the definition of Sankirtan. What is that? There is a verse, something, Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think. What is that called? Anyway, I don't remember the verse number. Let me try. Anyway, there is, we know that is coming together singing. But also sam, the prefix sam also means complete. Samyak. Samyak means completely. Like samadhi. Adhi means adhyatmic, that which is spiritual. And samadhi means The definition is given in the 244 purport from the Nirukti dictionary. Samyagadiyatesmin atmatattva yathatmyam. You see, this is samadhi. Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary Nirukti says samyag adhiyatesmin atmatattva yathatmyam. When the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is said to be in samadhi. Samyak means to completely fix on the self without deviation. So this sam from samyag and adhi from adhiyate is together called samadhi. So similarly, sankirtan means completely. What is that? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha. Krishna says that the sadhus who are under the protection of Yogamaya, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, Daivim Prakritim Ashrita, Bhajanti Ananya Manaso. Again, Ananya. Bhajanti means to serve the Lord. Ananya means without deviation. Not like sometime Hare Krishna, sometime entertainment, sometime something else. No. Only this. That is the standard of devotional service. Avyabhicharini. Avyabhicharena bhakti. Vyabhichari means prostitute. A woman who jumps from one man to another. So now our mind is like prostitute. It is jumping from one topic to another, to another, to another. So when our mind is fixed on Krishna, samadhi means not anything else. Adhi means what? Adhiyate asmin. Adhiyate means in the spiritual matter. Atma tattva yathatmyam. So similarly, Sankirtan is congregational chanting and full engagement in that. And such congregational chanting, such unity can be had. And when we say Sankirtan, it is, as we have understood from, if you have attended yesterday's class, it's not only during the Kirtan, when the Arati is going on and do Kirtan, that is only Sankirtan. No. Glorification of the Lord is our only thing that we should do in our life. So, it should not only be during this thing, but also during every other time, our only mission, our only endeavor should be to glorify the Lord, and we have to all cooperate in that. Just like when Kirtan is going on, everybody is singing, and the kartal is playing in time, Mridanga is playing in time, Tathai, Bhajalo Khol, Jhajhera roll. Jhajhera means the kartal, and Khol means Mridanga. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying everything is playing in time. What is happening there? Everybody is cooperating. One person is singing, another person, if he plays kartal, different rhythm, or mridanga, different tal. You are asking for tal, right? You play different tal, that is not cooperation, That is some. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Tathai Bhajalo Khol. Everything was playing in time. Cooperation. Everybody is. And cooperation means to what? Not that I play the kartal, I forget singing. Sometimes devotees I see the dancing, dancing, kartal playing, forgetting the mouth is closed. Not like that. Everybody chanting. So this cooperation. So this cooperation should be there at all times. Everybody must play in tune to what? The instruction of the spiritual master. So that is our, that actually we will see in the next verse now. You see, let's finish the next verse and we will come back. Yeah? See, the next verse, it is said, (4:30-10). You see this 10. Ye tu mam rudra gitena sayam pratah samahitaah stuvantyaham kamavaran dasye pragyam cha shobhanam. Those who will offer me the prayers composed by Lord Shiva, both in the morning and in the evening, will be given benedictions by me. In this way, they can both fulfill their desires and attain good intelligence. So, who is Lord Shiva for the Prachetas? Their spiritual master. In other words, Rudragitena means the instructions of the spiritual master. If they fix themselves on that, the disciple, then they will get everything. Get everything means get the lotus feet of Krishna. Once you get Krishna, you get everything. Not that I get the whole world now, I will be enjoyed. But everything means, like Prabhupada, you see, he went with 40 rupees, but he glorified Krishna, whole world he conquered. Krishna gave the whole world to him. Dhruva Maharaj was given the highest planet because he glorified the Lord. But such devotee will never misuse such. In fact, he will use it for more glorification. So now let's go to the purport. Good intelligence means going back home, back to Godhead. Simple definition. What is good intelligence? Going back home, back to Godhead. Are we interested in this or not? Everything we have to question ourselves. Whatever I am doing now, is it in the best interest of my deliverance? Am I going to go home back to Godhead or not by whatever I am doing? This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. One who offers prayers to the Lord to fulfill his different desires must know that the highest perfectional fulfillment of desire is to go back home, back to Godhead. In this verse, it is indicated that those who remember the activities of the Prachetas, the sons of King Prachina Barhishat, will be delivered and blessed. So, what to speak of the sons of King Prachina Barhishat who are directly connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So, in other words, those who hear about the Prachetas, they also go back to Godhead. What to speak of the Prachetas themselves? Those who think of the devotees, pure devotees, they also go back to God. That means the devotees must definitely be going back, no? This is the way of the parampara system. What is that? If we follow the acharyas, we attain the same benefit as our predecessors. If one follows, this is called anusharanam. If one follows the decisions of Arjuna, he should be considered to be directly hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, this is important. What is that important? Bhagavad Gita is the word of God, Krishna's word, right? So actually, if we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we are hearing directly from Krishna. But only if we hear like Arjuna did. If I hear like a rascal, bringing out my own meaning or interpreting in my own way, we are not hearing Bhagavad Gita. We are hearing our mind in the garb of hearing Bhagavad Gita. We are hearing from Krishna directly only if we follow the footsteps of Arjuna. What is the meaning of following Arjuna's footsteps? Two things, very important things he said. Okay, three. What are they? Say. We don't have that much time. Okay. Our class, okay, we have to finish. Already 9 o'clock. So, he said three things. Okay, first thing is Karpanya, Shishyasteham Sadhimam. First he said, he surrendered to Krishna as a disciple. Next, as a disciple, what is the disciple means not a Prabhu, I took initiation, I am also a disciple. So I am also following in the footsteps of Arjuna. No. After that, there are two more things. Sarvameta dhritam manye yanmam vadasi Keshava. Of course, he inquired, Pariprashnena, Pranipata he did, Pariprashnena he did. And when he asked questions, when he got the answers, he accepted the answers. Not that, okay, I'll think about it, you said, okay, good, well and good, but let me think. No. Sarvameta dhritam manya. Not that not just alpam etad ritam manye. Alpam means little bit. I will accept. Krishna, whatever alpam, little I will accept. Swalpam, what is that? Swalpam etad ritam manye. No. Sarvam etad ritam manye. Yanmam vadasi Keshava. Whatever you have said, I will accept. If I put swalpam or alpam, some I accept, some I put my own concoction, that is not hearing Krishna. I am hearing my mind. There is a beautiful verse. I'll show you. What is that? Yasyamatam. This is in the purport of 1087.30. This is from Kena Upanishad. Yasyamatam tasyamatam. Matam yasya na vedasaha. Avijñātam vijānatam vijñātam avijānatam. Whoever denies having an opinion of his own about the Supreme Truth is correct in his opinion. When somebody does not have any opinion about Krishna, his opinion is correct. Whereas one who has his own opinion about the Supreme does not know him. He is unknown to those who claim to know him and can be only known to those who do not claim to know him. What is that? He is unknown. If somebody says, I know Krishna, yes, I know. That means he doesn't know. Whoever says, I don't know Krishna, he is eligible to know. In other words, we cannot rely on our mind. We cannot accept one thing from our mind. Sarvam etadritam manya yanmam vadasi Keshava. Only what Krishna says we have to accept. And if something our mind is saying, we have to clarify that. If you see, Arjuna had doubts. It's not wrong to have doubts, but we have to clarify them. Not that we form our own opinion and stay in that way. When Krishna said Karma Yoga and what is that? Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, he said, which of them should I follow? You are saying two things equivocally. Which of the two things I must follow? Then again he said, after that again he questioned, 5th chapter. You said Karma Yoga and you said Buddhi Yoga, and again, which one I should follow? Karma Tyaga or Karma Yoga? Again Krishna is explaining. So if something is not clear, we have to question and clarify that from the Guru. And whatever he says, we have to accept. There is no question of having, no, I think he is wrong. No. That is not hearing Bhagavad Gita. Manorathe nasati, dhavato bahi. Our mind is our, not spiritual master, material master. So, he should be considered to be, so if one follows the decisions of Arjuna, okay, first thing he said, Sarvam etadritam manye yanmam vadasi Keshava. The other last thing he said, what? Not only I accept what you say, but I will do as you say. Karishye vachanam tava. In fact, we have read, we have studied, who of you have attended the Vrindavani Bhajan class? Vrindavani Bhajan by Srila Prabhupada song. If you have attended, nobody attended. That's why my viewers are very low. Nobody attended. Okay. In that, Prabhupada says, Karishye vachanam tava, ei mantra siddhi. The perfection of the perfect mantra of everything is this Karishye vachanam tava. Ei mantra siddhi. Arjuna said. Means I will do whatever you say. Zero plans of mine. What is that? 12.16. Sarvarambha parityagi. What kind of devotee is very dear to Krishna? Anapeksha suchir daksha udasino gatavyatha sarvarambha parityagi yomad bhakta same priya. Sarva arambha means of all endeavors who renounces. That means arambha means to start. Now a devotee does so many things. He endeavors. But the plan is not his start. It is Krishna's plan. He is acting on it. That is not his arambha. It is Krishna's mission. And he is applying himself to his mission. Like Arjuna, it was not his plan to fight. In fact, he did not want. His plan was not to fight. When he saw all of them, his plan was not to fight. That is his plan. That is his arambha. He started it. But to fight was Krishna's plan. Krishna started it. Krishna said, even if you don't kill, nimitta matram bhavasavasa. You only are an instrument. Don't think you are a great warrior. Because I am depending on you for this war to become successful. No. I can do. And it is my plan that in fact in the universal form, Arjuna saw that all the Kauravas, they were entering the mouths and being crushed in the teeth of Krishna. He saw all this. That means he saw the plan of the Lord. And what he did not arambha anything, start anything. He just followed. Karishya vachanam tava. That's it. So of course, in executing the plan of the Lord, yes, he starts many subsidiary plans to print books or to start online classes or to distribute the books, how to distribute the books. He will tax his brain like anything. But those are all subsidiary starts, not the primary start. Arambha. He build a temple. All these are plans, definitely. But original plan is Krishna's. But in this material world, everybody is making their own plans. That is called Arambha. Their Arambha. And for that they have to pay. Sarvarambha parityagi. He has to give up all these materialistic endeavors and just follow what Krishna said. Everything will be perfect. So, if one follows the decisions of Arjuna, he should be considered to be directly hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no difference between hearing Bhagavad Gita directly from the Supreme Lord and following a personality like Arjuna, who formerly heard Bhagavad Gita directly from the Lord. Sometimes foolish people argue that since Krishna is not present at the moment, one cannot take direct instructions from him. Such foolish people do not know that there is no difference between directly hearing Bhagavad Gita and reading it as long as one accepts Bhagavad Gita as it is spoken by the Lord. This is another thing. In fact, some people also asked that, okay, here Prabhupada is giving the example, Krishna is not there. So how do we get the instruction from Krishna now? Similarly, people are also asking, now Prabhupada is not with us, how can we get instructions from him? And the answer is here. Those who are following, if we follow them, then it is directly the instruction of Prabhupada. Now, I may not be perfect, but if I am following the footsteps of the Acharya, then to follow such followers is following the Acharya. But we have to make sure the followers are the correct followers, not that they disobey some instructions, important instructions especially. So if we follow such followers, then it is also directly Prabhupada giving instruction. Because sometimes, there is something we hide. We hide sometimes. We have a desire, and sometimes in the association of devotees, such desire won't get fulfilled. I have my own desire, but mind is very clever. In the garb of devotional service, it will present an idea which is actually sense gratification. And when the devotees don't allow, I feel maybe how can I trust their judgment? Like how good can they be because they are not as self-realized as Prabhupada? Like how can they tell the correct thing? Now let's see this way. If Prabhupada is here and he also says no, will we accept? If they say no, we want second opinion, or we wish that Prabhupada was here and tell us the right thing that we wanted to hear. But what if Prabhupada says the same thing? And will we accept? So, actually that is a fact. Those who are following, they know Prabhupada's intentions. Those who have dedicated, those who have sufficiently learned and following and executing his instructions, Prabhupada gives, even one may be not perfect, is not somebody like a beginner. His realizations are very lofty. And because he is just following, his actions will be perfect. And because he is following, his words will be perfect. And if I don't have the faith in the process of dāsa, 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 then I don't have faith in Krishna. If I don't have faith in the devotee, I actually don't have faith in Krishna. Here, the verse is, if you just hear about the prachetas, you will become liberated. Because they are following Rudra Gitena, the instructions of their Guru. There is actually a verse, I don't know where to find now, that the hearing of the activities of the devotee is very purifying. But anyway, we will continue. However, if one wants to understand Bhagavad Gita by his imperfect interpretations, and his interpretation is not only Mayavad somewhere else, even among devotees, there are many misinterpretations, malinterpretations we may do, especially when we are not sufficiently surrendered. Our mind keeps interfering in our reading of Bhagavad Gita. Our mind, we are reading Bhagavad Gita, but mind is also telling something. Yeah, actually, this means this. And we don't check. If we don't check our intuition, gut feeling, as I say, spiritualist means he must first have zero faith in the intuition. Zero faith. If he trusts his mind, he will be cheated. That is why power of attorney should never be given to the mind. What are the authorities? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So the Guru presents the Shastra. But because I'm not in the same frequency, you see. I'm talking something, my mind is talking something else. So I interpret in a different way. So I must check with Sadhu. And who is that Sadhu? Who is following the Guru? Oh, I have Guru and Shastra, I don't need Sadhu. No. Narottam Das Thakur says, Tinete kore aikya. Teen. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Of course, Sadhu also means the predecessor Acharyas, more significantly. But also, we cannot understand the predecessor Acharyas without going through Srila Prabhupada. So, Sadhu also means those who are following the instructions of the Guru, God brothers, God sisters, who are following. Now, who are not following, they have to be guided. Who are following, we have to serve and receive instructions from them. This is all stated in the Nectar of Instruction, verse 5. You see? So here, however, if one wants to understand Bhagavad Gita by his imperfect interpretations, one cannot possibly understand the mysteries of Bhagavad Gita, even though one may be a great scholar according to mundane estimation. He cannot understand. It does not. It's not that with my intelligence I will figure out Bhagavad Gita. No. Actually, we have no intelligence. Our seeming intelligence is Maya Pahrata Jnana. It is taken over by Maya. It is already kidnapped by Maya. Lust. Where is lust? Where is lust? What is the location of lust? Huh? Okay, good. That is one of the three answers. 3 places lust is sitting. Huh? Heart. Heart, mind, same. We have written BBA test, no? It is there in that one. Indriyani manobuddhir asyadhishthanamuchyate etairvimohayatyesha jnanamavritya dehinam. 3.40. The senses, the mind and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. So that lust is not only sexual desire, the lust is the desire to enjoy. It can be dhana, it can be jana, it can be sundari, it can be anything. If I have a desire to enjoy something, even very subtly, sometimes we don't even see it. It takes another devotee to point it to us. Hey, then we look at it. So, because introspection, in the beginning we are weak at introspection. We have very high estimate of ourselves. So we don't think we are ever wrong. At least the mind tells us that I am in the right path, I am doing the right thing. But only when we have zero confidence in the mind. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, in the morning when you wake up, take one shoe, beat your mind like anything 100 times. What is that? What should we do in the morning? Beat the mind. And in the evening also, night before going to sleep, beat with broomstick this time. Broomstick. Beat the mind. That means don't give any importance to the mind. That is the zero importance to mind. Because mind is where lust is sitting. Intelligence, senses. So, and it bewilders us. Even when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, it will bewilder us. But the thing is to constantly read. The way we defeat that is to constantly read, constantly hear. And let us come to this point. Today's verse. How many of you have seen the video that Nimanita Prabhu posted yesterday on his channel? Not yet. So here you see, Yonu Smarati Sandhyayam Yushman Anudinam Naraha. There are two Anu is here. Anusmarati, Anudinam. You see here, what is Anusmarati? Anusmarati means always remembers. And Anudinam means every day. Now, here is saying that every evening of every day, if those who remember you, that means if we even read the activities of devotees every evening, and Bhagavatam is full of that. We'll become very friendly with the brothers and with all other living entities. Brothers, God brothers, all living entities, everything. So that means, in other words, if there has to be unity among devotees, you have to read. Otherwise, zero unity. People fight like cats and dogs. Devotees also. Reading is not there. It is just a recipe for disaster. It is just waiting to happen. Prabhu, I am not reading, but I am not having bad relations with devotees. No, just wait. It will come. For sure it will come. Because our understanding is not developing. And a little bit of chastisement, mind flips. Oh, how can you talk like this? If I read how other devotees behaved when they got chastised, Shivananda Sena was kicked on the chest by Lord Nityananda. We hear songs that Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful, he delivered Jaga and Madha. How can you kick like this? Immediately, what is this? This is impudence. But Shivananda Sena, what he did? He got kicked and he fell down at a distance. And he got up and started dancing. Today, the mercy of Nityananda. Nityananda's feet won't touch anybody and everybody. But they have touched an offender like me. My life is successful. This body has reached its perfection because it has received the imprint of Lord Nityananda's feet. If we see this, how we learn how to behave when we receive correction, when we receive chastisement. What if something they say itself, we become agitated? What to speak if some devotee kicks? What rascal devotee is, how can he kick me like this? Of course, devotees won't kick. But you have to be ready for a kick also. So the problems will come because our mind, we are not hearing, so our mind is full of this ego. And the ego has to be subdued. That means we have to understand Krishna is the Vibhu. We are Anu. We are infinitesimal. We are small. Nobody can even see, that small we are. But we want to be seen. What is our size? 1/10,000 the tip of the hair. That is our size, right? What is the size of the soul? Atma size, what is the size? Wait. What is the size? Not cut the hair, Tip of the hair. Not one's long hair and 100 pieces and mother one piece, 100 pieces. No. Tip of the hair. Okay? Where is the verse? You have to know this, Actually, why are you not having any notebooks, nothing? How Prabhu trained us. Notebooks and then memorize those verses. Not that 20 years later, same question still cannot answer. Studying means Trach Shrinvan Supathan. Supathan means nicely studying. What is this? You see here. Shvetashvatara Upanishad 5.9. Balagra Shatabhagasya Shatadha Kalpitasya Cha Bhago Jivaha Savigneyaha Sachanantyaya Kalpate. This is one. When the upper point of a hair is divided into 100 parts again, and each of such parts is further divided into 100 parts, each such part is a measurement of the dimension of the spirit soul. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Trinadapi Sunichena, be lower than the grass. Grass is visible. Soul is actually not visible. Our real position is to be insignificant even more than the grass. Actually. But we think we are something very big. We want to be seen, we want to be noticed, we want to be praised. As I am very big. This is ego. Trinadapi Sunichana is the true ego, which is our real fact. We inflate ourselves like a balloon. Balloon actually, what is the size of the balloon? Like this only. But you put air, become like this. But actually has no weight. It has zero weight. Just a little bit poke and then boom, big sound. So, same, we are like balloon. Our ego has ballooned. And we think of a very big estimation of ourselves. Little bit somebody pricks us, boom, we shout. Like the balloon. And we become what after that? Nowhere to be seen. Pride goes before fall. So this is our problem. So if we just read every day, we will be constantly reminded of the soul that we are, how small we are, how great Krishna is, how great the devotees are, and how I should always be inspired by such examples. I asked about the Nimananda Prabhu's video. You know why? This process can be followed even by a child, and he showed in that video how he is reading Krishna stories to his child, 3-year-old. And that son is actually telling the story himself. 3 years old. And he is dreamt of Krishna. Now you may say, this is a small child, he will talk now. But unless these base years, these foundation years are not laid down properly, then how he will grow into something which is, substantial. So, even the 3-year-old can participate in Sankirtan. Not only chanting, but also hearing Krishna Katha. And he knows stories himself at 3 years old. What was I doing 3 years old? Talking rubbish. Right? So, for that, the parents have to be... So, we have to clean ourselves, not that, this temple is a recreation place, social club. Come here, chit chat. Prabhu, how is your son? Oh, he got first grade. A plus. Okay. My son is A minus. He is coming there. I'll send him to tuition actually. This kind of rubbish talk is not a subject matter of devotees. Subject matter of devotees means how we can advance. We have to understand that if you get A means A for ass, you will become number one ass if you become A plus. That is what will become. with that education. But we have to become like A for Arjuna. That is real A plus in spiritual life. In spiritual life, A plus means like Arjuna. Material A plus means ass. So for spiritual this thing we have to every day this verse. Essence of all advice. What is that? Nectar of instruction. You have learned nectar of instruction, right? You have learned nectar of instruction? No. तन्नामरूपचरितादि सुकीर्तनानं स्मृत्योः क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य तिष्ठन् व्रजेत तदनुरागी जनानुगामी कालं नयेदखिलमित्युपदेशसारम्. So here you see Sukirtana. What is this Sukirtana? Kirtan means chanting, glorifying the Lord. Sankirtan means congregational chanting. What is Sukirtana? Nicely, attentively. Attentively, with full attention. And what we have to chant? Tannama Rupa Charita. Nama means name, Rupa means form, Charita means activities, pastimes of the Lord. We have to Sukirtana. And how we have to Sukirtana? With devotees. Anusmrityoho. Today's verse is what? Anusmaranti. When we say Lord's activities name, we also means devotees name, form, activities also. Because they are non-different. Equally purifying. In fact, more purifying. Actually it's more purifying. Madbhakta puja bhyadhika. Serving the devotees, learning about the devotees, following his instructions is more purifying than following the Lord. Like we are chanting Hare Krishna, but we are nowhere chanting in anywhere offenseless or pure chanting, right? But what is our, how are we advancing in Krishna consciousness? Not because of my great ecstatic chanting. It is because I am trying to follow the instruction of the spiritual master. Because of the force of his order, it is working. Not because of the force of my, of course I have to follow everything to the letter. But even if I follow to the letter, if it is without the instruction of the spiritual master, first of all I don't know what to follow also. So we have to follow, but it is because of the force of the order of the spiritual master, it is working. Prabhupada said, I came here to America with zero resources. Nothing. But because of the force of the order of my spiritual master, he said, go and preach. And because of the force of that order, this is working. We just have to surrender to that. Kramena, anusmrityoho means, again, smrityoho means what? Smriti. Smriti means what? Remembering. Smaranam. Smriti. Smrityoho. Smrityoho means and in remembering. Now Kramena, Rasana, Manasi, Niyojya, Tishthan. Now you, just note this word here, Anusmrityoho. Okay? Anusmrityoho. Vrajetad Anuragi. Starting with Anu. Anusmrityoho, Anuragi, Jana Anugami, Kalam Naye Dakila Mityupadesha. Today's verse also has two Anu. What is that? Anusmaranti and Anudinam. They here also. In fact, in the previous verse there is Anudinam also. But here is the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, not only Sandhya. Today said in the evening. In the evening you read Krishna's passion. Other time engage in service. Essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way one should reside in Vraja, Golok, Vrindavan Dham and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. Under the guidance of devotees. Jana Anuragi Anugami. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service, not superficially attached. Prabhu, I am also following devotee, Prabhu. Which devotee? That Prabhu, no, he comes, he took me to cinema. We both went to cinema. Yeah, we are also chanting. He is also chanting, Prabhu. I am following in footsteps. We both went to cinema. Not that kind of what? Deeply attached to his devotional service. That's why we have to read. Sometimes people say, oh Prabhu, you say full time, or you say we have to do devotional service, Krishna consciousness. But I see many devotees, they come and their character is not so good and they leave sometimes. So how beneficial is it to become as you say serious means must be something different. But these people have become so-called serious, but nothing changed. How come? How serious? It's not that body only. Body, in the temple, but the mind somewhere else, that is not full time. So, why should I first of all be discouraged by such examples? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't become, discouraged by those who leave. But be inspired by those who stay. Be inspired by the examples such as Prahlad. See, there is information about Prahlad Maharaj, right? Dhruv Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthira, Arjuna. Between them, there are so many other examples who fell down. But those examples are not mentioned in the scriptures. Even taking to devotional service, they fell down. Neophyte, they will fall down. But here the examples are given of the Uttama Adhikari. Why? Sometimes devotees say, oh Prabhu, these are all pure devotees. No. I am not pure, so I can follow. Pure devotee, yeah. But how we get to that? By associating with them. By reading about their pastimes, we are associating with the devotee. By reading about the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, we are associating with Prahlad Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj, we are associating with Prithu Maharaj. By studying Bhagavad Gita, we are associating with Arjuna. Like sometimes, when we are sitting in the class, sometimes some devotee asks question, right? But then the answer given by the speaker benefits not only that person who asked the question, but everybody sitting there, right? So, Arjuna is asking like that questions for us. So, we are sitting in the same class. It doesn't matter what time, he is 5,000 years ago, now we are here. It doesn't matter. He is asking questions and we are also benefiting by the answers of Krishna. Actually, Krishna was going in a flow, like in the 4th chapter, for example. He is saying about how we have to follow the footsteps of the ancient, the devotees and the predecessor devotees. So, he was saying, I first spoke to the sun god and parampara, it is coming down. And then he was continuing, but Arjuna interrupted him. Wait. How did you speak to sun god? You are here, he is so much senior to you millions of years before he was born. When did you go and preach to him? So then he explained, many times I have taken birth, you also have taken birth, but I remember all of them, you don't. And so, in other words, you were also there when I was there, when I was preaching to him millions of years ago. But you don't remember it. And then Krishna continued back to the original topic, 4.10, where he says, many people have come back to me. And in the 4.15 he says, those who followed me, they have come back. They have become successful. So he is telling, but Arjuna asked question. So similarly, like, when we are in the class, we don't understand something. Or we don't even have the question. But if somebody asks a question, we become benefited. The whole Bhagavatam is full of questions and answers. The sages at Naimisharanya were asking, Suta Goswami was answering. Parikshit was asking, Sukadeva was answering. Maitreya was asking, Vidura was asking, Maitreya was answering. Questions and answers. But we are benefiting. And by even reading the activities of the pure devotees, we will benefit. In fact, we will be more inspired, because when the Lord does something, it is very inspiring. Yeah, the Lord, like Narasimhadev. Oh, Lord will protect. You see, Lord will, then we get the confidence in Narasimhadev. Oh, yes, Narasimhadev will protect me. But when we see the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj and the activities of Prahlad Maharaj, then we know what kind of devotee Narasimhadev will protect. And how Prahlad Maharaj even God came personally. You know, will Prime Minister come here now to your house to visit you? Hello, how are you? And sit down and have some chit chat? No. But the Prime Minister of the entire creation, he came to meet Prahlad. So what kind of position Prahlad is? But when he is offering prayers, he said, I am the most fallen, wretched person, born in the, you see what he said. Then we learn how the consciousness of the devotee should be. You see? 7, 9, 8. Sri Praharāduvaca Brahmadaya Suragana Munayotha Siddha Sattvaikatana Vachasam Pravahai Naradhitum Purugunairadhunapi Pipruh Kim Toshtumarhati Same Harirugrajate. Ugrajate. I am from Ugrajati, born in an Asuric family. Prahlad Maharaj prayed, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of Asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. Not just one word, streams of words. Although such persons are very qualified, being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me? I am not at all qualified. Then we see the humility of a devotee. What is the actual mood of a devotee? Then we will know actually what is the standard and where we stand compared to the standard. Then that will inspire us. Okay, I need to improve. So next time I deal with devotees, when I am put in this thing, Bali Maharaj was humiliated like anything. But you see how humble he was. So in this way we can, I think there is another, what is that? Dāsa. You see this word. This is spoken by Vritasura. Aham hare tava padaikamulam dāsa bhavitasmi bhūyah manah smaretasu pater gunamste grinitava karma karotu kayah. See, O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, may I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants, dāsa, who find shelter only at your lotus feet. O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant, so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes, my words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engaged in the loving service of your Lordship. So in the association of devotees, what happens? We engage our mind, body and words in service of Krishna. We will be inspired to do so. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, if you are feeling, lack of enthusiasm in devotional service, just go to the devotees. By looking at the devotees serve Krishna, you will get inspired. When the devotees are nicely serving Krishna, you will get inspired. Just by seeing their example. That's why we have to always be in the company of devotees. Maya, it's not that I can do it alone. Maya is way too powerful. Actually, here Vritasura was fighting with Indra. And Indra was supposed to throw the thunderbolt, Vajra. But Indra was doubting. Indra was doubting whether this thunderbolt will work against Vritasura or not, because he was way too powerful. So the Vritasura told him, your thunderbolt will work. Why? Because it is given to you by Vishnu. He had more faith in Vishnu than Indra. You throw your thunderbolt at me and kill me now. Because he also wanted to be, he was actually not an Asura. He was Chitraketu, he was a great devotee. But he was cursed by Parvati, became Vritasura. But he was still a devotee. He remembered all his devotional. So, although he was Asura, fighting with Indra, he was challenging Indra. You come, attack me if you have the guts. Why are you stopping? You don't have faith in that Vajra you are holding? It will work. Because Vishnu has given you. You don't have faith in Vishnu? When you hear these things, although he was very fighting, challenging him, but you see the humility he has. He knows he's going to die at the hands of Indra. He knows that Vajra, because it's Vishnu's given thing, it will kill. So even when the death is there, he's not afraid. Prabhupada was saying in the other conversation, I think somebody shared in the WhatsApp, death is nothing but another feature of Krishna. Even when death comes, this is Krishna's way of taking my body away, because it is his body anyway. He can take it back at any point, right? He is the owner. So this is the way he is coming to take his back. Hare Krishna. Easier said than done though. This is only possible if we are whole life when we are alive, when we can remember Krishna, then we can remember Krishna at the time of death. So devotee, pure devotee, he will not even pray for saving from death. No. He will pray, even if life after life doesn't matter, let me be in the association of devotees. Because all perfection is there. Last verse we will see. Because in the association of devotees, this is what happens. Sa uttama shloka mahanmukhachuto bhavat padambhoja sudha kananilaha smritim punarvismrita tattva vartmanam kuyoginam no vidarathyalamvaraihi. I just shared this on the WhatsApp today morning. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. And let's see this one paragraph from the. You see here, purport. This one paragraph. A pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky, the voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as the sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord, although up until that moment he had forgotten everything. See? This is why we have to constantly read Prabhupada's books. We have to wake up from our slumber. We want to touch the feet of Prabhupada, we want to touch the feet of Krishna, right? That dust from Krishna's feet is coming from the mouth of the pure devotee, and if we read, we are actually touching the lotus feet of Krishna. The dust is spread by the words of the pure devotee. So, alright, I think I'll stop here. Any questions or comments? Anything you want to add, Prabhu? Prabhu, you want to add anything? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।